I really enjoyed the experience. It was great as a teacher to be able to go and put into practice some of the things that we were doing at school. So very much at school you do charity work. So for example, I'd always made shoe boxes with children for about the last 10 years or so. So it was partly the thought that sixth formers that had made shoe boxes since they were year sevens could actually go out and see some of the communities that they'd been giving to, rather than it just being photographs on a slide that other people brought in to show them. Bringing it to life for the children that charity work isn't just something done by other people who go overseas, that you can do it yourself. I think that they got a very big shock to start off with. And one of the things I thought was really good about the trip was, for them, it was enough to rattle their cage. It was enough for them to see what poverty was and deprivation and denied access to citizenship and the things that they read about in the paper. So they saw all of that, but it wasn't so horrific that it really traumatised them. So I think they were able to see, yes, there's real inequality, and yes, by going out we made some children have a nicer time, but I don't think they'll be bearing scars of what they've seen. But for my group of kids, they had the cages rattled, they played with some kids, they did craft work with them, they made them smile, you know, they made some old ladies' day, and that was really, really great. So I think they could feel positive that they had actually made a difference without feeling they had the whole cares of the world on their shoulders. I would say it's definitely beneficial. I think every one of the children that we took had a fantastic time. I mean, there were tears, but there was a lot of laughter as well. And as a group of young people, they were very, very different. The kids that we brought back were emotionally far more mature, I think, and they'd really grown through the experience. And that wasn't just what they were doing in the day, it was also the debriefing sessions and the way that they talked through their strengths and weaknesses. And I felt at some point I was seeing them grow as people in front of my eyes as they reflected on what had happened to them or on, to a friend during the day. There's some real friendships across different friendship groups. So the children who I took out didn't all know each other before they went. Obviously they were in the same school, but they didn't really know each other. And obviously a week like that creates great bonds of friendship, and those bonds of friendship continued after they got back, even though they were from different social groups.
I thought it would kind of be like you just go to a village, we'd look around, obviously try and communicate with the children, but it was like a lot more than that. Yeah. It was like we went to a specialist school where there was these young adults that really had nowhere else to go. They were at 18, they're taken out of school to just sit at home. It's not like England. It's not, you can't go and find a job. If you're disabled, that's it, at 18. You have to sit at home and watch TV or whatever. You can't do anything else. So that was very different.
Yeah, we're more involved than we thought we'd be, with the children. And we thought it'd be hard because they speak Romanian and we didn't know any Romanian, but it was actually not difficult at all, because we communicate through playing and laughing with them, and they loved it.
Yeah, the experience was positive but challenging. We didn't know each other that well.
No. And then when we pulled up, it was funny because we all got out of the car and all the kids come running out and all the mums, and we all just huddled together in a big group and looked really uncomfortable. But it's funny because by the end of the day we were all in with the kids, running around
on our own. We all stuck together at first. That was it. We were all a group, and then we just went off on our own.
It was really good.
We didn't want to leave.
No, we didn't, and we got really emotional at the end of the week because as well as making bonding with the children there, we also made it was our own little family.
It was very different to our country. We knew we'd be okay, but it was kind of we were going on our own. We'd never experienced anything like that before.
I don't think we expected the gypsy communities to be outcast so much.
Yeah.
And it's quite shocking.
Yeah.
And it makes you more aware when you get home.
Yeah, and we've got a positive experience from that. We see them in a positive light, and all the children are so lovely.
I think we're more aware of things that go on now in the world, because before
more sympathetic.
We didn't know about it, so we weren't that. But when the charity things are on the telly and stuff, you're not really But now we get really emotional and want to go to Romania to see the kids.
We just talk about it all the time.
Other people like yourselves who might want to go on a similar trip, what would you say to them?
Do it. Definitely.
Definitely.
Don't miss the opportunity.
No, a lot of our friends said, yeah, we'll apply. We were the only two out of our friendship group that applied, and we were so glad that we went, just so glad.
And we want to go again, definitely. Even if it's somewhere else.
Somewhere
Teams For You.
else.
Just because the Teams For You charity as well just dead helpful, and they've really looked after us. It's good.